thinking I'm stressing. Is that even a question? Like I'm needing the blessings. I does my thing to perfection. I'ma leave you this message. Stop believing these exes. When they're grieving, they reckless. Say anything for acceptance. I'm nothing like I come to bite. Speak with aggression. Leave the chalk on the streets is how they teaching the lesson. When I'm preaching the message, it's like I'm squeezing the got Adidas connection. This swagger, something like Mick Jagger. Quickly to zip tagger. When you that it factor, a big chip stacker. The reason these chicks mad. Type of shit is better me fucking a chick back. I'm that pay. Yeah, I'm gas. I'm that. Yo, what's been like 2 weeks? It's been about like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean for it to take 2 weeks, but my starter messed up. Yo, you know what I noticed? The mechanic came, helped me out. I changed the starter myself, but he came and he noticed that. Did you know the low jack? What y'all probably know. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know nothing about when it comes to cars. But like, did you know like with the low jack wire, it's kind of sort of connected to the starter every time you start the car. The way he explained it, I'm just paraphrasing. Like every time you start the car, like it it like kind of like it messes up the starter. Like it's like it's burning it out faster and shit. So when he told me that, I was like, oh shit, I didn't know. So I had that going, so I missed that week of the show. And then second week, yo, I'm telling you, since me and the family been doing judo, yo, I'm telling you, yo, I'm telling, cause we already teach the boxing and kung fu already. But then I was like, yo, let's just do something where we work on the ground game. And we just started doing the judo. Yo, listen. Don't fuck with judo. Peace. So that has been going on. So that's what's been taking up the time. But I'm back. Oh, another thing, my cord for my computer charger messed up, so I'm using the phone now. So there's that. But you see, I still came on here to do what I gotta do. Yo, y'all is yo. All right, before I get started, we gonna get this out the way right now. Okay, y'all really want to see that happen, yo? Cause like I already got the first one pretty much done, and then I just got to do the second one. Y'all wanna see the Inferno and Reaper? Son, I'm gonna do it, son. You know what I mean? I'll just do it. All right, let's get into it. You know, ever since I put up uh, the last show I did, remember when I put up about Cleopatra and Egypt? Can you believe? First of all, when I posted on my TikTok, someone made the comment. They're not that important to mention. Trust me, they're not important to mention. We not even about to do that. But the first person goes, I agree with you with everything except telling our people to read books. Then she says, I'm going to say the whole entire thing too. Books have lies too. No shit. Here's the thing though. And I didn't even waste my energy on really breaking down for them. But I was like, yo, you mean to tell me you knew what you was looking at without reading it? So when you went outside and you were hungry and you saw the word McDonald's, you knew what McDonald's was just by the word, not the golden arches, right? You knew what the word laundromat was without reading it. How could you know what something is without reading it? And if you did read it, going by your comment, if you did read something, you mean to say what you read was a lie? So when you seen the word cat, that word was a lie? Like you sound like an idiot. to for me to tell my own people not to read. The problem is that they're not reading. That's the whole damn problem. Everything is on this digital shit. Y'all about to get me hyped too damn early. Let me cool off, son. I ain't like that. So I just made my little short comment, then bleep blocked. Like when I block you, it's like digitally when I block you, it's like the equivalent of I just slapped you and there's nothing you can do about it. I dare you. That's my equivalent of that. So anyway, second comment come in and this person goes, she was Greek. Are you talking about something that you know or are you giving your opinion? Yo. Yo, what the little nigga saying? Bruh. Bruh. And you see, here's the thing, like all of those negative comments, you would think it would come from people outside of us. It's always us. For some reason, for some reason, we hate to see each other do well. We hate to see each other be smart at anything. We hate to see each other succeed in anything other than criminal activity or entertainment. For some reason. For some reason. Let me tell you something. If I'm wrong about something that you know, I'd be so happy. I like learning. I am forever a student of this world. Always. I do not know it all. But the things I do know, I know that shit. And I know it well. But if there is something that someone else knows outside of my overstanding, I am always willing not to adapt. I hate that word adapt. I am willing to understand that and apply it to myself because I want to get better. The fact that we are always on attack with each other, I'm gonna keep cool. The fact that we are always on attack with each other is laughable at this point. It is laughable. I am sick and tired of us, and I'm not talking about us directly. You guys know what I'm you know who I'm talking about in terms of in general aspects of us. I am sick and tired of us acting like we are the teachers. We are the I sound like a broken oh my why do I always have to keep repeating this and beating this and that? Like we want to do all of that, but in the midst of that, we do not want to learn anything else, and we feel like we know it all, and no one can tell us anything because we are always right when we are not. We are not. Yo, that was one issue I noticed when I left New York. That is one thing I noticed when I moved. We feel like we knew it all. We had it first, and we didn't, yo. Oh, we get this first. We get no. There's plenty of states that get things and information a lot faster than we did, and I didn't know that until I stepped outside and I started to travel. I had to open my mind. You see what I'm saying? And get those lessons. So when I heard that comment, when I saw the comment, I was like, this dude, this dude is an idiot, yo. This dude is. I was like, block, smack, get out of here. I'm not about to waste my time. I'm not gonna waste my time with that. Moving on. So I was reasoning with myself the other day, and I was doing some analyzing, and it came to me that we literally pay for the simplest things. The simplest things we pay for. And what do I mean by that? Hold on, God. Let me brighten this up. Let me brighten this up. Yeah, and what do I mean by that? The simplest things that we need for survival, we pay for. Let me ask you, yep, that's what it is, son. Smack. That's what that block is. Smack. What you gonna do? The simplest things. Let me break it down. Answer this question. You can answer it there or you can answer it on your own, in your mind, rhetoric, doesn't matter. What is food for? If someone sits there and says it's for nutrition and value, don't do it to yourself because you know don't do it to yourself. What is food for? What is food and water for? What is it for? You get 10 seconds. What is food and water for? Okay, I'm going to tell you what food and water. It's for your survival. Listen to me again. Food and drink is for your survival. If you do not drink, you do not eat, you will die. Period. There's no science I need to break down to it. There's none of that. There's none of that I need to do. It's simple. You do not eat, you do not drink, you die. You are dead. You cease to exist. That is your physical block. You blocked from life. That's it. That is what food and drink is for. Correct? Okay. So why? We have so many food places out here that are charging you an arm and a leg for something you need. You need food. It ain't, I already went through it. It ain't no if, ands, or you need. That's something you need. But we play with food. Go hot dog stand, go halal guys, Burger King, Mike's American Grill, Chick-fil-A, Five Guys, Smash Brothers, restaurants, El Paso, Chipotle, Kava, whatever. It doesn't matter where you think it's healthy or where you think it's not healthy. Wherever you go, all of those food places, every single last one of them, right? Charge you an arm and a leg for something you need. And how do they do it? With cravings and desires, right? Right. But this is something you need for your survival. You need to eat. You could think it's stupid or not, but right now somebody is like, yo, son, I gotta hit up a Uber. They gotta bring my food. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what you're not thinking, like, yo, damn, yo. Body and my ancestors hungry, yo. Let me find out what they want, yo. Find out what's going on in here. Because it's more than just hunger. Sometimes your body needs to feel that because you need to purge it out. But we play with food, we play with drink. There's so many options out here for food and drink. And we just sit there and we take it for granted. But these are things we need. Do you think a farmer stresses about food? You think a farmer stresses? I'm talking about a farmer that has cows, chickens, goats. You think he's worried about food? No, because he's eating off his land. But he understands the importance of taking care of those animals and treating them right and feeding them right, because if they don't eat and drink well, they won't survive well in the process of them making their transition for him to have them on his plate or on his table, which is why a lot of the foods and the meats that we eat is polluted, will make us sick, we get stressed after we eat it, and we just feel fucked up. We don't know where these feelings come from. You can eat something one time and then out of the blue you just anxious, or you just irritated, or you extra hype, Are you crazy excited? You're not thinking it could have been what you ate or what you drank that activated that. Now we're off on the subject. I'm not going to stay on the health subject because you have like so many health. Everybody's a health something. I'm not. That's not what. It's not what this is about at all. It's about things that we need for survival, how we take them for granted as if they are jokes. Then we pay high price for them, right? And the same people that are charging us for the necessities that we have in life, not only are they deceiving us, but they're making us look like fools because honestly and truly, there's nothing to stop us from having our own food source. We're just lazy. You mean to tell me it's going to take a lot out of your time to plant your own little cabbage or plant your little lettuce, a thing like that, tomato, whatever you have in your local garden and stuff like that? It's going to kill you to just do that. It's not. But here we go again. We take things for granted. Our survival is the number one thing we take for granted. The number one thing. I'm just starting off with the food and drink, but it's the honest truth. We get charged so much for food and drink, but eating and drinking is for our physical survival. If we do not eat or drink, we are dead. Period. Period. And look how food and drink gets treated. And then it gets produced to us. And then we got to run because we got to have it. And because we got to have it, what we do, we take it for granted. Does that mean I'm saying no, don't go out and have a good time? No, that's not what everything I say is not for you to do. I'm just trying to give you my analysis on how I broke it down. You do what you want to do. I don't force feed anything, but it's the truth. Just remember next time you out, just be a little bit more conscious. Like, are you really hungry? Or is it because you out and about that you want to go ahead and take it for granted and eat something when your body doesn't need it? Or vice versa. You understand? Our survival is the number one thing we take for granted. We don't care. I already proved to y'all so many times that they didn't care about children, and look, they still don't. They still don't. They went on this whole entire rant about who's going to run for this race, who's going to run in that race, who they want to vote for, who they don't want to vote for. And the annoying part about us, again, is that it doesn't matter because they're only fighting for who gonna control our ass. That's all it's ever been about. We sit there and we take our life and survival for granted, and we still go ahead. You go vote. You go there. Well, he seems friendly and things like that. Friendly in your livelihood and who you are as a person, as a spirit. Those two don't add up to me. When have you ever seen anybody come on your behalf and fight for what you want to do on that podium? Who? Tell me who? No one. No one has came around and spoke for us and actually made a change. It has always been about clout, and they take our survival and our livelihood for granted. I think y'all see where I'm going with this right now. Hold on, my producer's talking. Yes. Let me go ahead and finish. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. So these things. You good? All right. So these things, I'm saying to say that we must be more aware of how we treat ourselves. If it's that easy for us to take something as simple as eating or drinking water for granted and not really care, then how do you really feel about your life? Are you really a person who does self care? I hear y'all say self care. It's hot girl summer. It's hot boy summer. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck that means. Whatever. Don't explain it to me. Whatever the fuck that means. Some long a line there. Somewhere along line there, one of the meanings of that shit must mean you trying to do some type of self care within the process of all of that hot boy, hot girl shit. Instead of just fucking all damn day. And you take that for granted as well. Don't get me started on that. But that's the whole process. The minute you continue to take things for, okay, you know how you fall off? You fall off mentally first. Feeling like you cannot do something based on somebody's else definition on who you are. Then you begin to take yourself for granted. You start abusing things. And I don't mean just, and I mean everything. You abuse how you dress. You might be a compulsive shopper. You might abuse how you eat. You might abuse always going out. Always like it feels like you're trying to fill some type of a void because you're basing your life off of somebody else's definition on how you're supposed to be, when in actuality they do not even know who the hell you are. In fact, you are not fully aware of who you are at that moment in time. So we could do this all day. We take for granted the knowledge that we are taught from our elders. You know why? We sit there and we debating each other back and forth, back and forth. This one versus that one versus this one versus that one, this one versus that one. And again, I said time and time again, when have you took the knowledge that you was taught and applied it to your own life? Have you applied it to your own life? You see how long it take me to come up here and do a TikTok or to come up here and tell y'all? Because I have to go through it. I need to instill it in myself first before I could come out here and say something. I'm not an idiot. I don't need money. You bugging. I don't have a super chat, none of that shit. You know why? Because I'm not for that. I'm not for that. If I say I'm going to do this, I'm doing this because I want to do it and I actually care. If I care about something, I'm going all in and nobody's stopping me. That's how you should move in life. But we take for granted that I'm going to battle this one in this lecture. I'm going to battle that one in that lecture. And then we insult each other in these debates. We insult each other. You sound like a damn fool. You're an idiot. And this and this and this and that. Oh, but a minute ago I was brother. I'm not brother now, am I? Because you disagree with something I said. Well, brother, if you disagree with something I said, then don't take for granted and misuse the information or my words. Why don't you ask me to explain it further? And if there's something that you need to clarify, then we can do it in a peaceful manner. We can disagree peacefully instead of disrespecting each other. This ain't no politics, especially if you talking about you're teaching the people. But no, we take it for granted. Stop playing with me in here, man. Well, let me brighten this up. I don't know why this thing keeps going dark. I think it automatically goes dark after a time or whatever. But yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not about to... Listen, if me and my dudes got something musically going on, I'm about to sit there and be like, yo, I'm better than that dude, yo. So when I go on this track, I'm about to do that. For what? We all nice. We all nice. Maybe I need to hear that shit. Maybe I need to hear how you spitting and how they spitting, because maybe I'm missing something in my flow that I need to practice on or better on. But no, take for granted. And then I'm going to diss you. You this, you that, You smell like this. You can't do this. You can't do that. Because going against each other is much more better than actually building with each other. That's stupid. You can come at me all you want. I said what I said. Debating each other over the same shit and repetitive over things people know already. How is that not stupid? How is that not dumb? You should be concerned that that constantly is happening. Why y'all keep talking about the same stuff? There's some new information now. There's some new things now. We've evolved from that and we're doing this. Why y'all keep talking about this? You need to start questioning that. But no, you want to feel entertained. So you take for granted of the information because you YouTube University, and you're like, well, okay. Then when it comes on again, you're like, oh, is this a, oh, I think this is different from the last one I saw. It's the same exact thing. There's no difference. Brother versus brother, sister versus sister, sister versus brother, brother versus, like, this is nonsense, yo. Over the same information that you know for a fact you have not pertained it to your life and yourself, but you're making money off of people, off of shoulda, woulda, couldas. You really care about the people? I ain't asked y'all for a damn dime. Not a damn dime. And if I did have the super chat, I wouldn't be reminding y'all. Go on the super chat. Hey guys, go on the super chat. Hey, super chat is there. Don't forget the super chat. So we take that for granted as well. We take parenting for granted because, oh man, y'all gonna be upset. The parent, the parenting I see today, at this moment in time, well, maybe let's start like a couple years back to this moment in time. It seems, it seems spiteful. It seems deliberate. It seems like you're just deliberately having children just to say you have children, just to be subvertive to your mate, right? And it's a lot, yo, it's a lot of, y'all gonna get mad. I don't care, yo. But it's a lot of, you're pretty much using the child. The child is just a trophy piece, pretty much, right? Or you have the child as a pet. You dress your child up, you do all of this, you take all your little poses and picture and ting, you know what I'm saying? But your intentions is not really for the child. It's mainly for you. And then your intention is to drain either the mother or the father of their pockets when you do no real parenting. So what was the purpose of bringing the child into this world in the first place? If that was the case, you could have left the child out of it and did that to anybody. But you see, the wickedness and the ungratefulness, and you took for granted the life that you brought into this earth. Because you have to remember, you don't teach children. When they're born, they're teaching you. You are learning them. You are understanding who they are, and they're showing you who they are, what they like, what they don't like, what irritates them. They are teaching you. You have it backwards. But what you like to do is take for granted that you have the child and pawn the child off to this one and that one because you don't want to do it because you don't have time to do that. But what was the purpose in bringing the child in the first place? I seen this one joint, shorty want to tattoo up her little baby. All up. And she got like some little semi permanent stick tattoos on her son and all. And I'm like, yo, he's a baby. Like, why would you do, like explain to me why would you do that? Like, what the hell is wrong with you, yo? You see, y'all are looking for creepy, cryptid looking fake what you call the CGI looking type creatures on Earth. You're not gonna find that because they are in human form. All your devils and demons and shit is in human forms. You don't see the shit that they do. They right there, yo. You don't need to see nothing spooky and ugly. They're right there in physical form. They're right there. In plain sight, your dumbass takes for granted again. This is all about you taking the shit for granted. You take for granted your intelligence. Everything for you is in plain sight. And I'm tired of that shit. Oh, well, we hiding in plain sight. There's no more hiding. They're not hiding shit anymore. You purposely, deliberately. I'm not blaming shit. You purposely do not want to acknowledge that these things are taking place right in front of you and around you, and you choose to ignore it. Yes, choose to ignore it. And then you got a nigga like me come around and I ain't feeling that shit, and then everybody get quiet when you bring the subject up. You take for granted, yeah. But then when you in your little small huddle, you want to act like, yeah, you got it all and you this and you that. But you not, because look what's going on and you won't even acknowledge the fact. People like that, when you come around them, I always feel like that's because you agree with that and you might be like that a little bit too. So you can't be around me. It's not a pleasure for you to be around me. And that's how y'all should be moving, period. This is madness. You think I'm joking? Look it up. The mom he's a baby and got like semi-permanent tattoos until she feel like, cause she gonna do it before he reached, like a big kid or 18. She's gonna do it. She gonna tattoo him all up. And she put all them shits on him. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? This is where we at. This where we at. You ain't hear about Louisiana? Look, we take for granted of life. Louisiana, not many female bodies. They catch, bodies, yo. Women, yes, bodies. Bodies after bodies after bodies. Yo, it's like 7 bodies of sisters during Mother's Day weekend. You could say you could say it was gang related. You could say it was innocent bystander. It wouldn't matter if it was. You know why? We still took for granted of life. We still took for granted of life. Anytime you see how these young ones is just, they don't care about life and they're just clapping and clapping and clapping and clapping. They don't even understand life yet. So of course they're gonna kill. You can't expect them to understand something we're not teaching them. Of course they ain't gonna give a shit. Bomb. Next. Hold that. It's Here's the thing. The music now, I will say, the drill, yes, it has a different frequency. But you can't say that with all the music because even back then we had gangster rap and that shit. Son, that shit, when I was coming up, that shit was heavy, son. Like that shit was heavy, but we wasn't like. Here's the difference, and I'm not justifying it, but if there was justification for our gangster rap, we was in a crack era, so those things were actually happening. Those things were actually happening. What we was saying, we was actually doing. On that corner, Nick Dom, get the fuck out of here. Yo, I don't take change. I'll take change. I don't take change. I'll take, come. Nah. This lady get home at 5 o'clock, so make sure you leave at 4:30. You know what I mean? You don't want niggas in front of the buildings, right? We gotta go down in the corner. Did it? It was different. It was different. It is. Hold on. Now, the rap that's out now, It's your Twitter wars and your like everybody's phone gangsters. Niggas is not real gangsters. They're talking like these are rival gang. These are not rival gangs. These are rival cell phones. The fuck out of here. Call it what it is. It's rival cell phones. I'm gonna talk shit over the phone, but let me tweet this little shit right here. Yo, that block just tweeted this shit. Oh, it just block tweeted it. This is a fucking phone war. That's what the fuck this shit is. Call it what it is. Let me tell you something. When I saw that, what the documentary I says, the King Von and all these other dudes in Houston, I am looking at these, like, that's why it couldn't be back in my day. I'm looking at these, I'm like, for real? Yeah, for real? Yo, so it really must be different now because back in the day, somebody, yo, OG would have hemmed one of them. But no, it's this shit right here. Stop playing with, act like I'm lying. Act like I'm, yo, what OGs are now, these youngins could never be, yo. They could never be. In a million years, they could never be. And they won't. But I've always said, once this generation began, I always said, this is the generation of the dead. Period. And look how much, as soon as I said it, it just instantly was happening, yo. I don't talk shit. It's facts. It's facts. The minute it happens, boom, we take for granted of the, like, these youngins right here, this generation right here, they're not supposed to be here for a long time. And I'm sorry to say it. There's going to be some who are, but the majority of them, they weren't supposed to be here for a long time. Because while they were chilling in the cosmos, they only wanted to come to wreak havoc. They just wanted a taste of what Earth was, and I'm out. And there's some people who are like that. It's sad to say, but that is the truth. I'm not going to break it down in a nice way for you. I'm going to tell you like how it is. You want to break it down in metaphysically? Go ahead. Go ahead. I've had that lesson. That's why I can break it down like this. But that's exactly what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. You're going to have some that only come in for a short period of time because that their job was for you to see what's popping in every other realm. Period. So when you make your transition, whether you want to go, just know what's waiting for you on that one. Just know what's waiting for you in that one. Just know what's waiting for you in this one. Or if you choose to, you could stay here and repeat the same fucking cycle. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. I'm not about to sit here with spookism. If you want to leave, you can leave. If you want to stay and come back, you can stay and come back. That's on you. But let me tell you something now. If you take for granted everything that is true to your nature, you will suffer. And I ain't talking about no hell. Get that shit out. I'm not talking about that shit. I am talking about every aspect of your being will suffer. And you will always repeat the cycle of suffering. Period. These little dudes now, like, let me tell you how bad it's got. I can't, you know when like, you know when the elders used to look at you and see like a bad or a rude child, they'd be like nowadays it's so bad, I can't even do that. I just be like, well, that's how, I can't even do the head shake. That's how bad I can't even do the head shake. I'll be like, well. And here's the thing. You right, my brother. It is the frequency. You know why you right? It's happening in every state. It's happening in every country. In real time. Think I'm lying? Look up something right now. Look up something right now. Go on your YouTube. Go on. Look up something right now in any state, any country right now. What happened in your hood or around your hood just happened somewhere else at the same time. It is the frequency. We choose those frequencies. Again, I'm using the word choose. Because if you know and you see these things and you know they're actually happening and you still then go ahead to participate in them, that was your choice. So when shit happened, you can't complain. You wanted to go through it, whatever experience you want, and stop using that as an excuse too. You didn't want to have no goddamn experience. You knew the goddamn outcome. There's no more excuses. No more. I didn't know. You did know. You did know. Keep it real. You did know. You take for granted of everything, and we keep doing it to each other. The minute, the very second, any one of us start shining, the minute any one of us start shining, somebody in the group secretly feeling away. Let me tell you why I never feel away. For some reason, my spirit in me, when I see my other brothers and sisters win, I don't know, I get excited. I feel like I won too. You know what I mean? I feel like I won too. That's it's like, yo, what? Oh shit, you know what I mean? And I'm just happy that whole entire moment that something good happened for them. And I'm like, yo, why I always did that? I've never questioned myself. I've never been like, yo, why have I? No, not until just now. That I'm telling you about it, not until just now. But if y'all said something right now that something good happened for y'all, I'm celebrating it like it was me, man. Like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? It should be that. Why is that not celebrated? We take for granted each other's success. We are abusers to each other. We are social abusers. We are emotional abusers to each other. We are physical abusers to each other. We are spiritual abusers to each other. Because somebody don't like you secretly, they're going to go on their altar and start with their little thing, light up their candle. Like, and we're only doing it to each other. Why? What? Did mommy not pay you attention? Did she not leave the Pop Tart in the toaster for you? I feel sorry for you. Do you need a hug? You need to hug something, a tree, or you need to hug someone. We need to stop doing this to each other. Because it's dumb. It's like we're the only ones that we will accept everybody else and we'll be friendly with everybody else. But when it comes to each other, and I know you heard this many times before, but I don't think we're really understanding it when we say it. Because we're universal people. So I need you to get this now. As universal people, we are always cool and we always accept people outside of us because we never want to seem like a threat. We never want to seem like we're evil or bad or criminals or whatever. But we don't do that with each other. Chew on that real quick. Is there a reason? Don't say self-hatred, because I think we're past self-hatred right now. No, literally, I think we're past self-hatred. Now, there's a lot of us out here. Come on, brothers and sisters, keep it real. It's a lot of us out here that subconsciously do not want to be us. Stop playing. Yo, dude, I love myself, yo. I like the fact that others respect me because I continue to be myself. The same way I am in the house is the same way I am outside of the house. Only difference is I might have my warrior coat on a little bit more. But you will not know because I'm very sociable and approachable. So you will not know. But my warrior coat will be on a little tighter. Other than that, same way I am here is the same way I am out there. I choose to be nothing else but this person. This king right here is the only thing I want to be. I am that I am. And I will always be. Why can't you? So, When I talk about taking for granted, do you fully, I was going to say understand, but do you fully understand? Like, do you really grasp what I'm saying? Everything we do, we take for granted. Look how we get bread. We get a nice chunk of change. And the first thing we go do, what we go do? Buy a car, right? What else we do? We go show off. Because it's better to show off and feel accepted, right? Than actually remain humble and be respected. It's better to show off okay, than to be humble. What is wrong with being humble? It's like, yo, son, it's like sometimes I feel like it go in one ear and go out the other, yo. Like dude, I seen so much already, yo. I seen so much already, and it's not bragging. It's the fact that if if a person doesn't, if you're running and you see a brick wall, or you don't notice the brick wall, and I'm coming and I'm telling you, yo, slow down, your brick wall gonna hit you, and you keep going. After I told you, like, nah, I'm gonna keep going because I want to see if the brick wall right there. You seen it. I told you, and you still choose to go ahead and get hit. There's nothing else that I should say because you made your choice. I'm not gonna force feed you. I'm not gonna take for granted the knowledge that I could be given to somebody else just to go back to you after you messed up and repeat it. No, you've had your chance. I'm not here for ego because with ego, he go, not me. Every time I come on here, I feel like it's necessary to make the point that anything you do or anything that you learn, guys, you must apply it to your life first before you try to teach or try to educate someone on it. Because then you are living a false life. You are being a false person. Where you're in everybody has to like you. No. And you shouldn't care. Those things aren't important because you still are getting to know yourself. You don't know yourself overnight. It's a process. Every year there's something different about you because you are maturing. And let me take out the word mature. You are getting more enlightened with your own self, the true self, the God self, the goddess self. In that, you must focus on. Oh, I'm chasing the bag. I'm chasing it. Leave the fucking bag. The bag gonna come. The bag is, you can't take the bag with you anywhere. There is people who don't chase the bag and they are still successful. You ever wonder why? Because you are taught this false narrative that you're supposed to chase the bag. But when I seen much more humble people not even chasing the bag and the bag came to them, the frequency, the energy of how they wanted to be, of how they knew they had to be, is I should say. Yo, every day is a building block on how you become stronger within you. Every day. It's every single day. You are not the same person you was the day before. When you wake up, there's something new you learned about yourself. This is what your dreams are for. When you have your dreams, depending on the day you had, that night you go to sleep. All of your dreams, unless you're astral projecting, we'll get to that another day. All of your dreams are telling you and teaching you something. When you come across people in your dreams and their faces distorted, you can't really see, but you can hear them clearly. Always give attention to what the words are being said. What to what the words are being said. Stupid. Always give attention to what is being said. What words they're using. Take heed to them because when you wake up, it's going to pertain to you that day, that week. You think I'm making it up? Okay. I don't need belief. That's another thing too. I don't need belief. You shouldn't need belief because belief is something that you cannot prove. You just choosing to go along with it. Don't believe anything. You must know. Someone say, "Well, I believe you." You shouldn't believe me. I'm right in front of you. I'm an actual person. I'm in front of you. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe in me. I'm right here. You don't have to believe I can do it. I know I can do it. You must know, not believe. Know. So if all you religious people want to get upset, it's okay. It's fine. But you must not believe. You must know. Knowing. And knowing is half the battle. Go Joe. I could do this all day. Because what's going to happen now is, and I said the last show, is that if you think what's happening now is anything, you have yet to see the worst. And because we continue to take for granted our survival, our minds, our health, our physical being, our children, life itself, there's nothing else anybody can tell you to really prepare you for the things that is about to happen. And you've been told things many, many times in the past before things have happened already. And then when they have happened, everyone had looked like fools. But what else do you need? Y'all already chasing fake UFOs in the sky. Nah, son, I saw that shit for real, son. You know what I mean? It wasn't a light show, even though we had light shows back in the day. You know what I mean? Them shits was real, but them shits is real, yo. Them UFOs is real. It is? It is? To me, it's laughable. To know that we're still out here willing to believe in something else, not knowing other than ourselves. If there was any word that, if you had to use the word believe in anything, shouldn't it be in your damn self? Even when I said you shouldn't believe, you should know. But if you were going with the word belief, shouldn't it be everything that deals with you and not something else? And then again, we take for granted of who we are because we always run from ourselves. We want to be Indian. We want to be a quarter Mexican. We want to be a quarter this, a quarter that. This for my mixed kids. You know, my mixed kids for some reason it's like, well, I'm half this and I'm half that. It's like, okay, well, does that make you a better black person than me? No. Okay, it's all right. We all mix. Trust me, we all mix with something. I'm mixed from the old days. Okay? I'm mixed from the old days. So I don't know if it was willingly. All right? So just calm down. Does it make you better than me? All of us are mixed. All of us. We've all had the same journey. We take for granted of who we are. We never want to be truly ourselves. We always want to be outside of ourselves because we don't want to be looked at like niggas. It's not what you call me, it's what I answer to. You understand? And I take that to heart. It's not what you call me, it's what I answer to, because I don't answer the nigga. And you're not gonna walk in my face and call me that neither. So you made yourself a nigga just by calling me a nigga. Because you should know what a nigga is. Cheers. Abuse is a real thing. Abuse comes in all different shapes and forms. There's mental, there's physical, there's emotional, there's spiritual, there's social, professional. There's all types of abuse. And I ain't turning into Dr. Phil. I'm not going to be a shrink. I'm not doing that. But what I will do is tell you, dealing with that, all we've been dealing this here show right now is what? Taking for granted, right? But there are people who will take for granted with abuse. They're already abusers. Emotional and mental abuse is worse than physical abuse. Because emotional abuse deals with the mental control and the emotional control of another person. And they will use all different words and things and ways and tactics to continue to abuse but grasp on. Abuse and grasp on. Because they'll make you feel like they're going to let go. But their intention is to keep you captured. I'll abuse you. I'll emotionally abuse you or verbally abuse you enough to where you want to feel like you want to go. When I feel like that's what it is, then I'm going to pull you back in. It's like a spell without even doing a spell. But this goes on. This goes on in workplaces. This goes on in relationships. This goes on outside in just regular social conversation. I'm telling you, it goes on. You take for granted the person's feelings. Guys, it's a rocky road. The road is so rough. It's a rocky road. It is a rocky road. The moral of the whole thing is you must learn how to be humble. The more you take for granted of all of the things that we've spoken about, especially your survival and your well-being, the more you continue to do that, the more you are destroying yourself. When I say yourself, I am not talking about the body. So let's just get that out the way. The more you are destroying yourself. You are the only one that can change things around you. You are the only one. No one is doing anything to you. You're doing it to yourself. And in order for it to change, you have to reverse and look at yourself and be like, okay, I'm not going to engage in that. I'm going to remove this from my life. I'm going to remove that from my life because I'm taking myself for granted. And I'm not really being the self that I need to be. And I'm stifling myself. And I'm not opening my mind and throwing myself out there and doing what I really truly have to do to be me. That is what you have to work on. I'm serious. I don't like to do the long shows. Y'all know that. I mean, it's not that I don't. I try to just, try not to bombard y'all with a lot of stuff. I did not go into the book again, but I will. I will next week. Um, y'all gotta let me know if y'all want me to do. I could do 2 a week, but y'all gotta let me know, Because I could do Monday and Tuesday. I could do a back to back, or I could do Sunday and then Tuesday, if that's cool. But y'all let me know because um, it's some stuff that I needed to go through in there, the last time I was there, and I forgot, and I was like, damn, I should have added that on. But things happen, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. It is what it is. But I wanted to get into that lesson because there was a lot of things that I wanted to dive into. I wanted to go back into when I was talking about when you put denials and judgments on yourself, because a lot of times we do that. This is where you take yourself for granted, but we put a lot of denials and judgments on ourselves, which leads us to believe that things are the way they are because of this person and that person, when in fact is because we put the denial and the judgment on ourselves already that we couldn't do it. So now we have that negative factor and that stain on our brain, and now things that we see that should be, that we feel like we should be conquering, we're purposely failing in them. And I use the word purposely on purpose because we already put that judgment on us. So now it's like, damn, yo, like what else? What else could happen now? I didn't get the job, you know. Yeah, I couldn't get the car. The lights is off. Like God, everything around me is just this. No, no, no. You created that. You created that space to happen. When you should have took time and said, well, I should have had this put away so this didn't happen. I should have had this in place so that wouldn't happen. But no, it was easy for you to put blame on something else. And you have to be careful with people like that because that's very dangerous. People who purposely choose not to blame themselves for things that they are doing will always blame you because you are around them. You are around them, and you are the only one who will call out their shit. But when you call them out, or when you see things and you call it out, there's always someone to come to that defensive mode and turn it around and say, you are the one. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the way you maneuver around that, and it's not really a maneuver, but the way you transcend around that, this is what you have to do. You must, y'all gonna be mad. When you find if you have friends like that, or you're in a group where you find people like that, what you do is remove yourself. How do you remove yourself? Because I knew you was gonna say that. How do you remove yourself? This is how you remove yourself. You already know that person is not going to acknowledge or take accountability for their actions. Period. Okay? They're not. It's not gonna happen. It won't happen. Okay? Because people like that are narcissists. Okay? So this is how you kill that. You remove yourself by letting them know whatever they have going on is their issues, not yours. You don't have those issues. You know why you don't have those issues? Because you know in your heart that you're not that kind of person. So for someone else to throw dirt on your name, or to put something on you, or to turn around and take what they are and say you are that, that is a hateful, evil person. And you have to remove yourself from that. Or else it will be a bad relationship. It's just, it will be bad. And that's what I wanted to get into in that. But I will go into that blah 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 next class. Um y'all are I will see y'all when next week. No, let me know if y'all want me to do like two shows. Like I said, it will be either Sunday, Tuesday, or Monday, Tuesday. Y'all let me know. Other than that, y'all have a good one. Y'all be safe out there. Focus on yourself and walk in light. Peace.